question that I think everyone's got, Manny. Who plays quarterback for this team on Friday?
Ryan Staub. Ryan Staub. I would be completely shocked if he is not the starter. He was seen in practice, right? Those well-off videos that you were talking about with Deion Sanders Jr. He is the one that's taking the reps right now. He is going to start.
So why won't they just say it?
Oh,
just say it.
You know what Deion's doing right now, right? It's the game and shit, the game within the game there. He's just like, we're gonna be old school, and it is cool with him and Coach Fritz, with Prime and Coach Fritz. They're old school, right? They're old school, and again, part of it is, with Deion, you see all the flash, all the bling, music video, all these videos, all this stuff that goes on, but we had a guy on here, Dukes of Scoops, who's pretty close within the program, pretty close to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders Jr., whatever it may be. But, one of the questions I asked him is, what are one of the things that we don't know about Coach Prime and what that program looks like? And he said, discipline. Discipline. He goes, it's that simple. They are so disciplined. If you were there on time, you're late, and he was just sharing, all these different types of things. But that is true, that this is just one of those old school games that they're playing right now. And again, this doesn't shock me with Coach Prime. He's not going to tell you. He wouldn't even tell us who was going to start week one. I think it was the week of. I think I had his name's Jack Carlo. He covers the bus for Sports Illustrated. He was on with us the first week, and I said, who do you think is going to start? And he goes, well, I think it's going to be Caden, but Coach Prime still hasn't said yet. So against Georgia Tech. So this is kind of what he does.
Fascinating. So I got to go to Big 12 Media Day because it was in Texas, and that was fun. But they took 2 quarterbacks Big 12 Media Day, and I frankly remember kind of being like, you're taking 2 guys. That's weird. And now they're not going to start either one of them. It just, I would say, props to Deion Sanders. I've been saying this whenever anyone listens to me all week. Like, most coaches in college football today would just say, we're paying Caden Salter to be the starter. He's the starter. And Deion said, we're going to play who I think is best, which is certainly admirable. It's different than other people are doing it. It's just interesting that, we're going with the guy that's been the back, Shador, I think of him as Shador's backup, right? But it makes you prepare for a lot because he does different stuff, obviously. They all do different stuff.
Yeah, which is they were supposed to do different things. And, I went on a post-game rant about Pat Shurmur after the game. So again, I'm like almost debating if I should delete that video or not. I was so upset after the Delaware game, but neither here nor there. But yeah, this is really what it is. Ryan Staub, there was a point though, during the game when they put him in. So I guess, Parker, I didn't say this, but we are season ticket holders to Colorado. So we go to every single home game. The plan is to go to one away game. We want to go to TCU, but what he said though, I don't think it was a Big 12. It was during one of the summer, spring, whatever we want to summer, or what do they call it? Summer or fall camp, whatever you want to call it, during the summertime, right? Your camp leading into the season. And he said, somebody asked him about it, and he says, well, don't forget about Staub, right? And he goes, Staub's in there too, when asked about Salter and Julian Lewis. And that, when Staub went into the game the other day, I was thinking to myself, he was not lying there. This is something that he said during a press conference, like, hey, Staub's in there as well. And again, right. He was saying this back then, and now we're here, and it's I keep reflecting on it. It's like, why didn't I pay more attention to that? Because at the time I was like, he's just talking, he's just doing this, trying to catch people off guard, all these things, right? So it
totally sounds like a thing a coach just says, right? That's part of the deal there, but crazy. Yeah,
it's because there was Staub and there was another Ponder is the other quarterback that was there. They were talking more about Ponder before they were talking about Staub at camp. So it is like I am I know it is like, this has caught all of us by surprise. He went in there and here we are. He takes 2 scoring drives, throws a bomb up there to Sincere Brown, and now it is just like mind blowing where we're at right now with this quarterback position. But I do think Staub, I do think we may see Caden Salter again. Caden Salter right now is struggling, and I know his stats don't look horrible by any means, right? You look at him, you're like, oh, he's playing all right, he's doing okay. The stats don't tell the story here. There is I guess I'm a football nerd dork, whatever we want to call it. I like to watch the all 22 of the Colorado games. There are a lot of plays, big plays left on the field there, throwing it and running it. There's just a lot of plays left on the field right now with Caden Salter. Again, I do hope he figures it out. Again, I don't care who the starter is as long as Colorado wins. I don't have, when you have a quarterback controversy, people like to, oh, well, this guy, and then, they pull the other guy down to prop the other guy up. I will never do that, but I do think right now Caden Salter should be the odd man out, and you just continue developing Julian the way you do. With that being said, though, I would not put him in the ball game on this coming Friday. 17-year-old kid who I think it's like 2 weeks from now he turns 18. Enrolled early there. I just wouldn't put him in on the road at Houston.
But do you think there's, and this is the Houston, and I've been DMing and asking and texting people trying to figure this out. Salter will probably still play some Friday. You'd imagine he's too good an athlete to me to keep completely off the field. You're not developing him. He's in his last year of his. I'd imagine he's like a wildcat package or something.
I think he's going to play. Would I do it? No, I'm not the coach, so I don't get paid all that money to do all this, right? But he is, something that's supposed to be his bread and butter is, the option read, right? Mm-hmm. Just that's not going right now. There was a play against Delaware where the edge just comes crashing down, right? His read man crashing down, and he keeps it. Or sorry, he stays home, my fault. And then comes crashing down, and they lose 3-4 yards there. It is I think he's thinking too much. I think he's kind of he's going away from, now he thinks he has to be a passer versus Caden Salter at Liberty, who was your G5 player of the year. One of the, that rare accomplishment of what was it, rushing over 1,000 yards and passing for over 3,000.
Yeah.
It's mind boggling right now.
Well, and what's fascinating there too is like, it'd be one thing if it were the Georgia Tech game or you're playing Arizona State or something, and you're talking about like the change in competition. That was against Delaware, like you're saying. So I think it's fascinating to watch unfold. And frankly, like I said at the top, right, like in a purist storylines college football kind of way, it's kind of awesome that Ryan Staub is getting the job, right? Like there's a lot of really cool stuff about it. I don't mean to detract from that or make his story less than. It's just, as someone trying to figure out what Houston's going up against this Friday, it's just weird.
Yeah, and it is,